Hello and welcome to another Wednesday webinar. Wow, not even 2 minutes in and I can't talk. This is going to be great. Hi, Heather. You want to take over since I forgot how to talk?
Hi, Glenn. Oh, I hear you. It's been a week. Thank you for joining us today. We offer this every Wednesday, and we do this for you. So we do hope that you have questions along the way. Otherwise, we're going to dive in and get started. So,
So
first
we
thing,
should introduce ourselves.
oh,
First of all, I'm Glenn. I am one of the Resolution Tier 2 and onboarding team members. And Heather is our amazing onboarding specialist and the hostess with the mostest, who is going to go over everything that we're going to talk about today and make us look like we actually know what we're talking about. Right?
yes, and you give me way too much credit. All
Yeah.
right. So yes, my name's Heather. I am part of the onboarding team. If you've had a chance to have a one-on-one session, if that's something you're interested in as well, we do offer concierge packages where you get that more one-on-one versus coming into the live webinar. But either or, we're here to help you out. So apart from seeing us here today for this live webinar, if you do have any questions throughout this webinar, please ask us in the chat. We also have a live chat down in the bottom corner, which means we are real people in that chat. We're not AI or robots yet. So please ask us in the chat if you do have any questions, Monday to Friday, 10:30 to 7 p.m. Eastern time or 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we also have support at topproducer.com. If you want to email us, it's not as quick to response, but if you don't have anything that's an emergency, something that you need answered immediately, then you can also email us there and or visit our website support.topproducer.com, and there's all kinds of information available there as well. So never go wrong. We got
We're here
lots.
to help you.
Absolutely. So we have a lot to cover today. If you have any questions, please ask. If at any time I'm talking too fast, please just say, Heather, slow down, and I don't mind, and or we can repeat it. But we we do this like with our eyes shut, so we have a good idea.
Yep.
All
And
right.
we have one person here, so the show is yours. Any questions you want, just ask. You'll have two people who will readily be able to easily answer them for you.
As long as we can talk.
Yeah, as long as we can string a sentence together. That is very true.
All right. So let's go ahead. We're going to jump right in. We're going to kind of go over the settings a little bit now. This isn't something I usually spend too much time on because it is pretty straightforward. But in order to get the best of your CRM, you definitely want to start with your settings and go through all these tabs and make sure everything's filled in to your knowledge. If there's anything that you're stuck on filling out this information, then please let us know and we'll help you with that. Otherwise, we will show you a bit of information in the settings just to make sure that you have everything you need. So once you sign in for the first time, let's backtrack a bit. You do want to go to crm.topproducer.com. If this is your first time signing in, again, that's crm.topproducer.com. And when you sign in, you're going to have the option to go to your settings, either in the bottom left corner or the top right corner. There's a little drop down. You're going to go to settings. Fill this out because you're going to be able to get more use of your CRM after you fill this out. So the very first tab at the top is My Information. And I always suggest anything that you put in here, you're okay with having the general public see because this will go into your marketing. So if you do have market snapshot, whatever's on this page will also display on your market snapshot. So it's very important that you don't put personal data on here. So for your address, I always suggest that you put in your office address. And if you only work from home and you don't have an office, just put your city. You don't need to put your street number, street name or number. It's completely up to you, but I wouldn't suggest it. Same with phones, emails, anything again that you want your customers to see to be able to contact you. So for businesses and such. And another really important part of the My Information is at the very bottom, you want to make sure that your location time zone is accurate. Otherwise, when you add anything into your tasks, if you have appointments, things that need to be done, they're going to go based on this time zone. So you want to make sure it's correct so you're either not too late or too early for a meeting. That might lead to a bad day. So, so make sure that this is correct and then click Save My info down in the very bottom right corner. So after you're done that, along the left here, right under settings, you have all these tabs. Quickly go through them. I'm just going to mention notifications. If you are bringing any leads in from online, you can get notified when your lead comes into your CRM. Also task reminders. So any plans that you have created, you have phone calls you need to make or appointments or anything like that, such you can add a task reminder. So you'll get notified about that. I know for myself, it's very important that I have anything on my calendar that pops up and reminds me, sometimes multiple times.
Yeah, same. That's how we keep our day going properly.
Absolutely. Calendar sync. You can set up calendar sync again if you do use your calendar like on Outlook, or if maybe you use your calendar on your phone. You may want to sync the two. That can be very handy. Contact sync and import contacts. Now, if these are all optional, you can add everyone one by one if that's something that you choose to do manually. However, if you do have a CSV file and you want to bring over a number of contacts and import them, make sure that you import first before you do contact sync. That way you don't end up with a bunch of duplicates. So always import first and then sync if that's something you're going to do. Email integration, this is really important. Email integration, this is going to be the email that when you email from here, this is the email that your customers will see. Also, just as an example, so we are using like a Gmail account. So when we email, and obviously this is just a made up email just for fun. Everything is for demo purposes and testing. So because we have a Gmail on here though, when we send from here, it'll actually send from the Gmail account. So that's the server it's going through, which is great because then you have a copy of your email in both places. So the likely of losing it is much better. Also, sending it from here, you have that option to read receipt, so you can see if your customers have actually read the emails or not. And then make sure to add your email signature to whatever emails that you set up in here. So that way a signature at the bottom, we woof for you. That is great. As you can see, Glenn and I are very much puppy lovers, dog lovers. So yeah, we have just kind of made this a little bit fun. So yeah, definitely put your email signature in so your customers are not getting an email from no one, essentially. They want to know who the email is coming from. All right, lead providers. This again, this will probably be removed at some point in the near future. This kind of goes along with your notifications. So if you filled in notifications, you'll see this already here. However, the email provided, if you are using a lead provider such as realtor.com or iHomeFinder, there's a ton of them. You can just grab this email address. It won't be called Puppy Paws, but yours may be your first dot last name. It'll be whatever your username is at myleads.io, and you're going to add that to the background of your lead provider. And so that way it'll send your contacts directly into the CRM versus having to get them and then manually putting them in. Again, if you're having any difficulty setting that up and that's something that you would use, then let us know and we'll help you with that. Market snapshot. Make sure when you go in here, every tab here is checked on. So at the very bottom, your auto fulfillment might not be turned on. Again, if you have any leads coming in directly from online, from whatever source they're coming from, they will be able to get a market snapshot automatically if you have this feature turned on. And with that being said, that's if they come in with a name, email address, and a zip code, and or if you're in Canada, a postal code, they do have to come in with that information in order to get a market snapshot sent automatically. And MLS credentials, of course. You're going to put in your add MLS credentials, type in your board name. Don't try and scroll through. You could be scrolling through for a while, but start typing it in. It will populate for you. And then your MLS ID is likely numbers. It's usually what you sign into your MLS with. And then save credentials. It'll look like this as valid once you have it set up. And again, if you're having difficulties adding that, please let us know and we'll help you get sorted. Team management is only if you are a part of a team and you have other agents that you want to add in underneath you. This is where you would add that. Texting, if this is something you want to use, just a heads up, there is a new law that came out in the States about a year ago through the FCC. So any software that you use to set up your texting, that you want to do texting through a software, it does require the FCC or to register your phone number with the FCC. This could take a week. It could take several weeks. Fortunately, once it goes to them, it's kind of out of our hands until they approve it. but this is where you would go to set up that registration. And then UI settings is user interface settings. This is kind of like the advanced settings in the background. You can change some colors of your types. We'll go over types a little bit later, which I absolutely love. But if you like color in your CRM, this is where you can come and make some changes, as well as any default dates. If you want to change some of those, you can in here as well. And Zillow Connect. If you are a Zillow Premier agent, you can set up your integration from Zillow here, and this will bring in all of your contacts from Zillow over to the CRM. All right, so let's get started with the fun stuff. Hopefully by now you've already gone into your settings and filled everything out. Again, if you're stuck on anything, please let us know and we'll guide you through that. So one of the best things to use for your CRM is following up with your contacts. And the reason why we suggest this is because those past clients can be referral clients. They can also be repeat contacts or clients. So that's something you want to do. It just kind of keeps your business moving a lot more smoother, and people will likely reach out to you when they're ready to sell their house again. If they purchase with you and they sell in a few years, as long as you keep up with them over that time, they're likely going to reach back out to you when they're ready. So a couple different ways that we can use for follow-up. We have the follow-up coach, which is very, this is something like if you're kind of like not sure who to reach out to, follow-up coach is always going to be a great one. You can get this on your home page on the dashboard. You can also see it on your contacts page. You get your follow-up coach. So this is something you can do anytime you're kind of like standing in line waiting for something. It's just as easy as clicking on the follow-up coach, follow up with someone and send a text, send an email, give them a quick call, send them a market snapshot. Do whatever works best for you to follow up with them. And customer looking to move, so getting most info to start. Awesome. Save wrap up.
See, I can't even type proper English today. It's one of those days.
Oh, you get the idea. So it's that quick to follow up. So just click on the follow up and whichever works for you. And maybe you're using a drip campaign versus doing this, but this is just something to do if you're just not sure who to reach out to. But another way to follow up is using the drip campaigns. So
I was highlighting the skip button.
The skip, sorry. This is something which we recommend not to actually skip, because then it just puts that customer at the back of the line. Kind of says like they're not really that important. And I would suggest if they're not, then probably not have them in your CRM at all. Might be a good way to even clean out your CRM if you're going through it this way too. And okay, this person you don't want to keep in touch with anymore. You have no use for them being in your CRM, and you can delete them in that way. But skipping them just keeps them in your CRM. It just kind of puts them near the back again. So we suggest not to do what Glenn just did.
And I can do that because these are all fake names. The only real names that you'll hear during one of these webinars is mine or Heather's. Everything else is all fake. We might put our names of our puppies out there now and then, but that's about it.
Absolutely. All right. So let's kind of quickly go over different follow-up plans that you can use. And this is another great way to follow up. So before creating a plan, I always suggest going over your template library. And this is a template, like a lot of times your follow-up plans will be automated emails that get sent out. And this is where you're going to want to come into your template library, check out all these templates that are already available for you to use, and you can just easily customize them. Or you can add your own from scratch. And then it will also be saved in your library. Once you're happy with the emails that you want to send, maybe you just have like a standard like follow-up plan, or just kind of reaching out, letting your customers know about the market. Just again, it's another way to put yourself in front of them. So once you're happy with your templates, you want to go to Task Plan Manager. Now we do have a few plans that you can browse through and add and customize those as well. So you're going to click on Task Plan Manager, and then top right corner, you're going to click on Browse Templates. And then in that little box, search box, there's a few types in here, or plans in here, that you can use to customize, make them your own. And if you don't want to use any of these, that's fine too. You can also create your own plans from scratch. So just add plan, give it a name, and start adding in your tasks, which you're adding in those emails that you just finished creating. So again, this, and I'm going to show you by types an easy way to add plans to multiple customers at a time, or you can add a plan to a customer individually, maybe just after you finish working with them. So again, lots of different ways that you can do this. And one of the last ways to show you how to follow up with your customers, I would suggest turning on. So if you go to your contacts, you can do this per customer, like for different customers as well. So you have your new, engaged, future, active, and closed. These are your sales pipeline. And maybe you can reach out to your contacts at different times, which you should. So active are customers that you're currently working with. So you probably don't want to go more than like 5 days without, following up with them, seeing how things are going or anything like that. Maybe 7 days, whichever, how many days you want to do this. And this is going to tell you exactly here that it's overdue, or if you need to follow up because it's been more than that, those many days. Let's try 10.
Wow. Okay, let's go with 14. I'm trying to get it so it has both. There we go.
So now you can see when it's time to follow up or when it's overdue. And then once you've done that, it's just going to go back to showing it in white, and there's going to be no overdue or follow up. So I think this is a great one too, because it's very visual and it's like kind of in your face, like, okay, I need to follow up with this person. So, and again, it's color. Adds a little bit of color to your CRM. All right, and then so future engaged, future is somebody you may want to reach out to them every 50 days or 100 days or something like that, that again, works best for you and your business. Oh, looks like we've reached out to a lot of people here.
Well, no, I just recreated at the beginning of May.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because, abused the account a little too much. I had to restart it. You know how it goes.
Absolutely. And then there's also the way to follow up. I guess it would be sending them kind of drip campaigns or whatnot, but is by the types. So this is kind of something we're going to jump into next, because I feel like using your types is really going to help you for selecting your contacts to who you want to reach out to. So if you haven't already started using your types, you can use any kind of type. So this standard's like a buyer or seller client. Obviously we have in here fake contacts. We've just kind of made up some types here. But get to know your customers. Maybe they want waterfront properties. Maybe you met them at an open house, or they're retirees or military families, or I don't know, shoot one out there, Glenn.
You already said dogs.
Oh, dog lovers, yeah.
Dog lovers. Like Heather said, military, retirees. It's another good way to put in fellow realtors and vendors that you work with, just so you can find them quickly and easily when you're on the road, since Top Producer can go in your pocket. Just bring up your cell phone and go, I need my lenders, and click lenders, and there you go. You'll have all of them right there in your hand.
Absolutely. And the reason why I suggest, I know this kind of sounds funny, like why would you add dog lovers? But you get so used to sending out the same information all the time to your customers, whether it be about the market or whether it being happy holidays. Try something a little bit different. Maybe you have like 100 dog lovers out there, and there's a new pet store that opened up in town, or they're having an event to bring your dogs to, or so that is always something that you can send them, like, to reach out to your customers, with it being a little bit more personal, but still kind of putting your name and your face out there and your brand and whatnot. So think of other different ways to reach out, and that's why I would use my types for that.
Yep.
What do you think?
I agree with Heather on that. It is a great way to also organize your database so that you know specifically who to target for everything. Like the example of your pet store opening up with brand new information and products. You might also have one for your, I'm thinking of one of our fellow tier 2 members when I think of this. You might have gym rats who love to go to the gym all the time and work out. You could have them. And if a new gym is opening up with a new subscription, you can send them emails.
Absolutely. Maybe you partner with a business and send out some coupons or something. So again, it's always nice to kind of know your clients a little bit. Now, the easy way to, you can either add types when you're adding your customers individually, but a really quick way to do this is exactly selecting them, Like you can go through your pages and be like, okay, I know this person, this person, this person, they're all the same type, or they all have this or that. So here you can just click on this little tag and then give them all the same type. Now, if whatever you're looking for, when you click in this drop down, don't think that you have to use exactly what's in here. Maybe you have your own that you're coming up with. And if it's not in here, just start typing it in and it will come up with a little add button. So that way it's not in there. So this way here, you can create your own types. So again, I think that's very important because this is meant to work for you in your business, to customize it for yourself. I have some customers that work in different states, and so they'll use that as a way to put types on their customers as well for what states they're in. So lots of different ideas that you can do here for using the types. And again, it's another great way to stay organized.
You went ahead a page on our document here. You're ahead of the game, Heather.
I know.
Really ahead of the
Fast
game.
today.
Good job. Hopefully we're not going too fast. Anyway, if we are, this will also be posted on YouTube later. I just have to edit it after and kind of take out some of the mistakes. No, I leave those in just because they're funny.
Oh, goodness. All right. So yeah, we just went over the types and also tabs. I actually didn't mention the tabs. So before we go over property insights, let's quickly go over the tabs because this is also very helpful within staying organized and just being able to search your customers really quickly. So these tabs across the top of your bar when you sign in here, this is one of my favorite things because I like customization. Everyone works differently. So try and make this work the best you can for you. So all these tabs can be clicked on and switched and put in any order that you would like. Also, we do encourage you to use your sales pipeline, but maybe you don't. Maybe that's something you'd rather just focus more on the types versus their stage. Stage would be new, engaged, future, active, closed. So let's just say, for example, as you can see, Glenn is so kindly doing, he's deleting them. So you can delete some of your tabs up here. So he's just clicking, dragging it down. When it turns red, let go of your mouse and it asks you if you want to delete it. Some of these tabs cannot be deleted, so it doesn't give you that option. It is mostly just your sales pipeline, your stages that you can delete. And that way, then you can create your own tabs as well. Now, even if you don't delete your stages, you can still create your own tabs. I would not get too crazy with creating tabs and that you'd have to scroll all the time. I would go a little bit more crazy with your types and then keep your tabs so it's more visual for you to see. But like maybe you have specific contacts like an ABC list or hot leads or cash only buyers or something where these are your go-to people and you want to make sure that you have just an easy access to reach out to them all the time. So up in the corner, the top right corner, you have add contact. We also have a manage tabs where if you click here, you can create your own tab. So again, you can call this tab whatever you want to call it, and then you can add types to it. So whatever you want to call it. So let's just say you have a certain types that you want to reach out to all the time, and you can put multiple types in this one tab. So again, it's just easy. So we'll put dog lover and dog parents under whatever you want to call it, just as an example to show you how easy it is to create your tab. So we're going to go up here and click create tab. And there you go. It's up on your, and it's always in here now when you log in.
Perfect. And this is a good way to be able to organize it because you see that it's got up here in the corner, it shows you which contact types we've used. Excuse me. And then we have them all here. And you can see right here, it tells me that there are 12 people in this group. So Heather and I have just picked 12 people to be dog parents or dog lovers. So that's why they show up, and we put it in the old tab of whatever you want to call it. And honestly, I'm just winging the names, so I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun with them.
Now, when you want to reach out to all these dog lovers at the same time and you have them in this tab, you can just select this little box all by its lonesome at the top here. It selects them all, and then you can send them all an email at the same time or put them all in the same plan. So this is another reason why creating those tabs just make your life so much easier. So hopefully you're kind of starting fresh. This is like or you're going through and cleaning up your CRM. Maybe it's going to take a little bit of time, but this is going to help you stay really organized and on top of things. That's what a CRM should do, right? So
In theory, yeah.
in theory. Keep you organized. And here's another way to stay organized. So if you work with buyers, this is for buyers only, not sellers, but it's also for yourself to keep on top of things. Again, keep organized. Another thing that I really like about this, sorry. Another thing I really like about this is to, so when you're working with a buyer, and I always usually ask my agents this, like, how do you keep track of all the properties you showed your customer? And some people say, oh, well, I really don't, or I have a stack of paper, whatever the case may be. I think Property Insights is a great way even to get to know your customer too and get a good understanding of what they're actually looking for. They can sit down and tell you, but as soon as you start showing them places and you can see what they like and what they don't like, this is really going to be helpful for you. Also, if you show them a property and 3 weeks later they come back to you, or even 2 months later come back to you and say, hey, is that property still on the market? Do you remember that one that I saw? And they can't remember the address, but you know, because you have it saved and you can just easily open up their account and come back to this. So let's show you how quickly and easy it is to use Property Insights. So we're going to go to Gracie, which is my puppy's name. So it is a fake name on here, but it's also my puppy's name. One of my puppies. Okay. So it looks like we've already been using Property Insights in here, which is great. So
Yeah, Gracie spends a lot of time being our test puppy.
yeah. So to add a property, it looks like there's been a few canceled here. We're just going to go to Property Insights and add insight in the top right corner. And this is really, like, you can search it, but now also keep in mind, it's only going to pull properties from your MLS board that you added or that's listed on the MLS. So when you start typing it in by address, it will populate. So make sure you don't type it in too fast, or if it says they didn't find it, make sure you go back. So you'll see it populate and click on it and then save Property Insight. That easy. You can also do it by MLS number. And if we have a number, then you just click on MLS ID and search. And it looks like is that just me, or is your computer flickering?
Probably my computer.
Perfect. There we go.
Apparently I had put in the wrong
Does that garage look bigger than the house?
no, it's got 3 garage doors on it. I'm not sure exactly why, unless
Where's the
reasons.
All right, so we're going to save here, and then we're going to show you how easy it is to use this little drop-down menu on the right-hand side. I think this is so cool. Interested in, they inquired on it. Maybe your customer was out driving and saw a for sale sign, and they emailed you and inquired about this property. Maybe you sent them property because you've gotten to know them and you have an idea what they like. And then maybe they've made an offer. So this is really cool. When you do make an offer, you also have the choice here to add your transaction rate after. So I think that's neat. It just kind of does the steps for you. But one of my favorite parts of this is adding your notes. So your notes are going to be while you're out showing them the property. You don't want to have to remember this later, like, oh, what did they like? What didn't they like? Too much going on these days. So let's just make, why does it have 3? Oh, the whole house kind of looks like a garage with the house on top. It's interesting. Unless there's a lot of back house, who knows? But so when you make these notes anywhere, you can see it once you click on the photo. But the best part is that you can see it under the notes as well as your dashboard. And it'll show you the address as well. So these notes can be like, kitchen's outdated, needs a new kitchen, or great floors, awesome view, whatever it is that they like that your customers are saying while you're looking at this place. You can also be doing this on your phone or tablet while you're there with them. And then you can even note on the notes when you're adding the note, it gives you an option for date and time. So you can also add that information to this. And again, it's just really easy to come back to.
Yeah. You all are lucky we only show one image at a time because both Heather and I are having amazing allergy days. So hopefully we don't sneeze or cough on you. So we apologize in advance if we do. I know both of us have had to mute to take care of that.
So yeah, use your property insights. I think it's great when you're working with buyers.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool tool, and it's going to help you in the long run because I remember in 2011 when we bought our house, my poor agent and their assistant carrying around file folders with so many print ups. They could have, they now just take their tablet or their cell phone with them and they've got all that info. So again, easily helping you out, making it easier for you, and we're saving trees. So
Yeah.
yay.
Absolutely. All right. So what do we have after property insights? Market snapshot. So again, and we went over follow-up, how to follow up with your contacts, whether it is a drip campaign, sending them a text, giving them a phone call, sending them a market snapshot is another great way to follow up with your customers as well. Again, it does pull from my information and it puts your info on the market snapshot when you send it out. It'll also have a repeated email go out however often you want. So you can set it up that it goes out weekly, bi-weekly. I think there's 3, 4, 6, 8 weeks. Yeah, so we're going to go over how to send out a market snapshot. This is really great as well because you can see if your customers have been opening this, if they've been liking any of the reports. If they do like something, it'll come back to you in an email. So I think using a market snapshot is just a great way for you to kind of stay on top of things as well as your customer get some fun finds because everyone likes looking at houses. So send them a market snapshot. And once you set them up the first time, you only have to set them up once and it will continue to go out. If you're only sending it out every few months because it's somebody that maybe just recently worked with, you don't want to be sending them a market snapshot every 2 weeks, but maybe just every few months so they can keep on top of what the market looks like for their home. Any new listings, they'll get informed about, or you can turn that off. You really have the option to what you want to do here. I always suggest that if you've never sent out a market snapshot before, to add yourself as a test account and send yourself a market snapshot so you can see what that looks like. You can
And one of,
send, oh, sorry.
sorry, I was going to say one of the things I always recommend is to put in the minimum criteria, such as the name, email address, and zip code, or the street address. And then hit this little button on the bottom that says preview listings. I was probably stepping on what Heather was about to say, but I just wanted to feel relevant for a moment, so I butted in. But this way you can see what you have. So like this has only 27 listings. That's not going to overload your client. That's not going to give them too much information. So I would just send this one. But that's a good way to gauge if you need to put more criteria to limit it, or if you have enough in there to take care of everything you're looking for.
Absolutely. I like it when you step in, it gives me a minute to breathe. But so another good thing too is that you can send this market snapshot either to a buyer or a seller. So sending to a buyer, you can give them all the credentials of what they're looking for, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, especially importantly, if they've been pre-approved, how much they're pre-approved for, because you don't want to be sending them homes for hundreds of thousands over what they are pre-approved for. So this is where you're going to put on all that information. Myself, I prefer older homes, so you can put in the year, and then you can put in how often you want to send it to them as well. If you're sending to a seller, because you want to show them, hey, this is what the market looks like for your customer wants to sell and they're not really sure how much they can get for their home. You can kind of give them they can see it visually. This is how much or this is what the market looks like for homes similar to yours in your area, and this is what they're selling for and how long they're being on the market for. So that's also a great thing that you can do too. So lots of good options with the market snapshot. And then for you to see what the market snapshot looks like, because that's the fun part, we're going to click on view report. And you get to see all these fun houses. So your customer will receive an email, and this is why I say send it to yourself as a test account. So you can see what the email looks like, that it comes out. It does come from you. You'll see your picture up in the top right corner or top left corner, not not a couple puppies. Your information with your name, your phone number, your contact info. I also highly suggest, and if you are sending to a buyer, still send them the solds. I think this is very important. The reason why is that if you took in the my information under market snapshot, if you took it off so that buyers were not seeing the solds, they're going to see 0 sold, 0% for average sold price and 0 days on market, because you took the solds off. So it makes the market look kind of like not really too good. And I mean, who's going to want to buy in a market that doesn't look good, right? So I suggest keep the solds on here, but maybe they don't want to scroll through them. So you can go ahead and click right on the red sold button and it will eliminate them from the search. So you don't have to go through the ones that are exactly. And you can just focus on the homes that are for sale, but you can still see what the market looks like.
Cool.
All
It
right.
is one of those really helpful little tools because this can sort of replace the old CMA. And then you just have to set it up once and the system does all the work in the background. We are allowing some computer usage where they get to make decisions, but for the most part, most things are human here at Top Producer.
We try.
We don't want the robots taking over just yet.
Well, with that, we are coming out with a new feature soonish. What is it? A couple months, maybe, give or take,
Probably, yeah.
this summer, called AI Author. So we can't say we want the AIs taken over yet, but it is actually a helpful tool. So that's going to be fun, and we're still going to be here, as far
Yeah.
as I know. As
Yeah.
far as I know, we're still going to be here.
Yes, they're not replacing us with robots in human suits just yet, but you never know. I mean, it is the way the world is going.
All right. So again, use your market snapshot. It's another way to reach out to your customers. Makes it easy. And you can also actually, another thing that I like to do for market snapshot, we can quickly go back to Top Producer. If you go to your marketing on the left-hand side, and then go to market snapshot tab across the top, you can see all the market snapshots you sent, and you can see who's viewed it or hasn't viewed it versus having to go through your customers one by one. And that's like, oh, okay, this customer's viewed it. Maybe that's someone that you can target to reach out to as well. So use this as a tool.
The only one who's actually looked at any ones we've sent out is your puppy.
Yeah.
Even I haven't looked at it. I'm horrible.
Well, oh, you're usually always on top. In my puppy, I'm guessing that's my email address.
Yes,
Oh, goodness.
I'm
All
horrible.
right. So what's new? This is something, actually, we just mentioned the AI. So if you want to see the AI author, which is coming soon, but if you want to see what's new, as in what's being added to the CRM, and or if you want to add your own suggestions, you can give a feedback, which is right below. But if you're on your CRM on the left-hand side, you're going to go to what's new. It's going to show you what's just previously been released and what's coming out soon. And then again, if you have suggestions of what you would like to add, put it in the feedback or search it and give it a like. Because the more people that are requesting something is where our developers are going to look at that and go by that to what they should release next. So
Yeah, and the more feedback you give, the better. I love to tell people that it's good to abuse our developers and our leadership team and make them work extra hard to make this a better software for you. End of the day, we're trying to make software to make your life easier. So make ours more difficult by telling us what to do. Plus, I just like it when people tell our developers and our leadership what to do.
absolutely. All right. So what's next? Social Connect. Okay. So this is a new program. Well, it's been out for about a year now. It's a lead program. We're going to kind of quickly go over this. If this is something you don't have and or you're interested in getting, please reach out and let us know. This is great if you are a new agent as well and you're looking to build your database. I always think of as a lead program, don't think of them as guaranteed leads, but it is a way to get more people into your CRM. So how this works is that it does post, we create ads based on your active and your sold listings. The ads then get displayed on Facebook and or Instagram. And how it works is that it does go by an algorithm. So it does focus on people that are already looking at the housing market. And then you get to pick up to 5 cities that you can choose for your customers to view. Usually we suggest it's within the areas that you're actually working and selling homes to. So you put in those cities, your customers will start seeing those homes. They click on the ad, and if they're interested to go further and learn more about that, then they will come into your CRM as a potential lead. They'll automatically get emails sent to them, automatically get a market snapshot, and all you have to do is call out to them and follow up and see how they are interested in the market. Sometimes they're interested right away. Sometimes it could be months, but again, it is a great way to start building your database and bringing in more people to work with.
Yeah, I like to explain it as you're getting an inquiry from somebody who has been searching for real estate somewhere. I mean, they might have just thought about it, and then for some reason, Facebook and everything knows they're looking. And do keep in mind with Facebook and Instagram, where we put them up, they have one single bucket for all real estate. So buy, sell, rent, lease, and even property. Maybe even the very few times you might get commercial, but for the most part, it's just that. So you're getting an inquiry about either properties you have up, listed, properties you sold in the past, or just what you do in general. So
Mhm.
we start the ball rolling with some nurturing that we do for you. It's usually best, give them a buzz, see what's happening. You may not have a brand new client today, but you have a lead that could turn into a future client.
Absolutely. And I mean, don't always,
Mm.
if you get somebody that's interested in renting, don't always turn away from that because, for example, I'm currently renting right now because housing market in Canada is
Horrible.
crazy. It's horrible. However, the real estate, I went through a real estate agent to look for this place. And of course, I know him from back in the day when I was in school. And my boyfriend loved his service and thought, you know what, he's really good. He's like, when I know someone that's buying a house, I will highly recommend him. So that right there, again, and when we're ready to buy, we know who to go to, right? So always, they could be a renter and then a buyer down the road, or they could just be a referral for you as well if you still help this person the best you can.
But
All
of
right.
course, we don't have to tell you that. Everybody's already, you guys are professionals in what you do. We're just,
Giving suggestions.
thank you. That was the words I was looking for because we do have an idea. Heather and I both have a long-standing history in customer service, so we know all the best things, and that's why we both enjoy teaching because it's fun.
Yes, it is helping people out. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're all so busy that sometimes we forget about these little things. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you haven't added Top Producer to your phone yet, because most people are on their phone and or their tablets throughout the day, and don't wait till the end of the day where you have to try and remember what you needed to jot down to get in front of your computer. Add Top Producer to your phone and just make your life a lot easier. So if you are using an Android, you're going to want to go to, well, whichever browser you're using. I use Google Chrome mostly. So I go to crm.topproducer.com. And when this comes up here, if you're using Android, in the top right corner, the 3 dots, you're going to click on there and it's going to say add to home screen or shared home screen. I can't remember which one it is, but it'll be in the drop down and then you can do that. And it's almost like going to an app, but it's a lot quicker access, and it opens up, it's mobile friendly, and just it makes your life a lot easier. So do that. With Apple, I'm going to give this to you, Glenn, because you're an Apple user.
Yep. So with Apple, you just have to go to crm.topproducer.com in Safari. When you get to this screen, you'll log in. And once you log in, there's going to be a button there that says, would you like to add a button to your home screen? You click on that and it'll automatically add it. Now, if you don't get that, you just go to the very bottom of the screen. There will be a box with a arrow pointing up. You click on that, scroll through the options and add to home screen. This way, you don't have to worry about having an app, which you have to wait for us to update, send it to both Apple and Google to be verified, then put onto their appropriate stores, app stores, download it, keep it updated, download a copy of your database, keep that synchronized. It just turns into a hassle. By having a mobile responsive website, you've cut out about 6 different points of failure, which is the reason I personally prefer the mobile website to the app.
Absolutely. And again, this is just easy use while you're out showing the houses. You can be making these notes under property insights. So lots of great reasons to be using Top Producer on your phone. All right. And so different resources we have available. We kind of went over this at the beginning. We do have the support.topproducer.com. We also have our webinars every other Wednesday.
Yeah.
Now for this, is it June and July or just June? I can't quite recall. I think it's June and July.
June and the first week of July.
We're having them at 1 p.m. Eastern, which is what time is
10
it?
a.m. Pacific.
10 a.m.
That's hard.
Pacific time. And then after July, we're going to be going back to our normal hours, which is just an hour later. So stay tuned. Just go to our webinar or to our webinar page under the support.topproducer.com and you can get that information there and register anytime.
Yeah,
Otherwise, sorry?
Oh, sorry. The reason we're moving it an hour earlier is for the month of June and into the first week of July, we have a 30-day lead conversion boot camp. Got an expert from contacts to contracts. Jeff Lobb will be in, and he's going to do that webinar over the next 30 days to just help people out with a little bit of extra tips and tricks on how to turn, like it says, a contact into a contract.
Now, I believe everyone should have received an email for that. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but do we have the link that we can add in there? Or?
I do not have a link that I can add in there. That would have been a great idea for me to have ahead of time, Heather. I will make sure I have that for the next time.
All right. Otherwise, check your emails. Look for Jeff Lobb. Is it L-O?
L-O-B-B,
And I believe that is starting today.
Yep, it'll be right up after us in 13 minutes, which is one of the reasons why, thankfully, Heather and I were able to get through this pretty quick today because they're going to need to jump into the Zoom account we have used for this right now.
Absolutely. So if anyone has any last minute questions before we get going today, please ask us in our chat and we'll be happy to help show you if you're having any issues with something, if you need help or you're just stuck on something, we would love to help you.
Yeah. And as we said at the beginning, we do have support through our live chat or email. Live chat is available Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern. And it is still live human beings, 100% homegrown humans, no robots in skin suits. We do have a YouTube page at youtube.com/topproducersoftware. And one of the best places to find new information about Top Producer and also to find tips and tricks for just real estate in general is our blog at topproducer.com/blog. And
Awesome.
lastly, if you ever do want to have one-on-one training or help or assistance, we do have our concierge. If you go to topproducer.com, why did this just do that to me? Yeah.
Did it just shut down on you?
My anyways,
There
yeah, it's just because I haven't done anything in my account, so the corporate shuts me down in an hour. I don't know why, but it just did. Anyways, if you have any questions, we do at topproducer.com/onboarding. You can get a one-on-one with myself, Heather, or one of our other cool members, Jordan or Evan. And we're happy to help.
Awesome. And to get to that support page, you just go to the top right corner where your photo is, click the drop down, and it says support site right there. So it's really easy to get any kind of information that you need from here.
So with that, I think my computer is trying to tell me we should wrap it up so they can be ready for the next one. So as always, we're very glad that you joined us today. We're hoping that we were able to give you some helpful hints. And if you want to see us have trouble speaking our native language or understanding what we're talking about, please go and view that YouTube video that I'll have up later today.
All right. Thanks very much for joining us. Have a great day.
Yeah. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.